Metagross Freak here for another episode of What If Nerf Guns Were in Borderlands. I, for episode 1, did all the fancy schmancy, all the fancy schmancy stuff, making it a real pony and dog show, or actually, sorry, a real dog and pony show, and lo and behold, it took me like 2.5, 3 hours, because I had to find all the images, get basically my script, do it as I did, edit everything. So for this one, I'm actually doing I'm half-assing it. Anyway, so today we're looking at the Triad EX-3. The Triad EX-3 came out with the Nerf N-Strike Elite line and was a really cheap blaster. I think the only blaster cheaper than the Triad was the Jolt, which is essentially a Triad that only can fire one barrel instead of having 3. I guess starting off with the body, the Triad EX-3 has a kind of a revolver style body, and if you looked on the back of it, as you can see, it has 3 barrels, and if you look on the back, it has kind of what looks a little bit like a revolver design. This would lend one to think it'd be a revolver like Jacob's. However, if you're familiar with the design of the weapons in Borderlands 2 and Borderlands the pre-sequel, you'll know that Maliwan guns have the revolving barrel, and that there are essentially 3 cores that rotate as the gun fires. I think while design-wise, the body more closely resembles that of a doll, which would make sense considering it's Nerf N-Strike Elite, I think the body more closely resembles that of a doll, but instead of having a traditional magazine, I think it would be a magazine more similarly to the Maliwan revolver style. So I'm going to go out on a limb and say this would be either a Maliwan or a doll pistol. Moving on to accessories, unfortunately the Triad EX-3 cannot be outfitted with any accessories easily, and this is mostly because of its design. It doesn't have any of the tactical rails, nor does it have a clip, not a little loop for you to put like a backpack clip or a key ring on. It's just a very simple weapon. You could maybe classify the plunger as being kind of similar to the little stock here on the back, but I think overall it really doesn't have it wouldn't have an accessory if it was in the Borderlands world. Obviously we have no scope on it, nor do we have the ability to add a scope, so we just have the iron sights, which is no scope at all. Next, going up to the grip. The grip looks very military, and it looks but it looks very tubular. Obviously, we don't have anything in front of the grip like Tediore or Hyperion or Bandit has, though we do have a loop similar to Jacob's, Doll, and Vladov. Vladov has a very basically the grip is the magazine. Doll looks a little bit more military, has that more military grip, while Jacobs has more of that like wooden curved handle grip. The Triad's grip is, while it's like basically a cylinder, because that is the cylinder, the external plunger cylinder, it doesn't have that same look that Jacobs has. It has a look closer to Doll. So basically what we're looking at is either a Maliwan or Doll pistol with a Doll grip so far. Moving on to the barrel, it's really hard to distinguish what kind of barrel it is, because basically the dart holder is the barrel. So obviously we don't have anything like Vladov or Torg. It's a very, very simple barrel. You could go as far as saying something like either like a Maliwan barrel or a Doll barrel. The Doll barrel does have that built-in iron sight, which is kind of nice. it obviously does not have the long extended barrel that Jacobs is known for. It does kind of look, especially since the darts stick out in the front, does kind of look a little bit like a bandit barrel, as you can see here. But the bandit barrel looks a lot like a Tediore, except with just some stuff kind of strapped on, and some modifications. Basically the whole idea of bandit. It looks kind of cobbled together. It also does kind of have a little bit that look of the E-Tech barrel. However, obviously we would not pick E-Tech because we don't have the fins on the side. So I think it's safe to say that just based on purely the shape and kind of that iron sight in the front, I think probably Dahl is the safest thing to say. So I'm going to make right now a Mollywan and Dahl pistol with a Dahl barrel and a Dahl grip and no sight and no accessory, and let's see which one looks the most like the Triad. Alright, so I've created an electrified Aegis and a sapping repeater, both of which are basically the Mollywan and Dahl pistols that have a Dahl grip, Dahl barrel. I also gave them both electricity because Mollywan is required to have an element, so I figured might as well try to go with the blue that Nerf is known for. And as you can see, it does have the rotating triple barrel that I was talking about right here. It does have a very Nerf-like grip. The barrel, however, the barrel looks a little weird, but it does fit basically the design. Meanwhile, for Dahl, we have definitely a far more military-like pistol. Again, the grip is good. That's good. The big thing here is, of course, the cage, the trigger protector, seen right here. In fact, it even sticks out a little bit, kind of like a horn. And as you remember, we've got this here on the Triad. This of course is compared to the Mollywan one, where again we have basically we have a little guard, and that's really part of the grip. I think design-wise, while the Dahl pistol looks more military, which is good for the Triad, I think the rotating barrels are really the selling point to me, because those three barrels that rotate really to me emulate what the kind of thing, the kind of design that the Triad is known for. It has that very circular, triangular design, and I also just like the way that rotates. The Dahl pistol, on the other hand, just kind of reload. You can see it cocks itself as it fires, and that's basically the same kind of thing that the Maverick pistol would do. So I guess that's a preview then of the Maverick video. I guess kind of right off the bat we're going to be assuming it's going to be either a Jacobs or possibly a Dahl. Anyway, thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm Metagross Freak, and I hope this video interests you. This is the second time I've done a video like this, so hopefully I've kept your attention, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.